Hi all, today we are doing KodeKloud Engineer Kubernetes Level 3, task number 2, deploy LAMP stack on Kubernetes cluster. Let's wait for it to load. Okay, we need to create a config map called like this for php.ini with this data, then create a deployment name like this, create two containers under it. First container must be, so this is the name, this is the image. Second container must be called like this with this image and mount this config map which we create in step number 1. So mount it to this location. Then create Kubernetes generic secrets from MySQL related values like MySQL password, user, password, host, database. Set any values of your choice. Okay, so these should be variables defined in secret or secrets. Take their values from secrets you created. Please make sure to use env field. Do not use env from. Okay, we need to create a secret with these values, then import these values from this secret as environment variables into this deployment. Then create a node port for web application, then create another service for MySQL. Okay. We already have this file, a jump on server, copy this file into a container under Apache. Okay, let's start. We will need to check again this definitely. So let's create a config map. So we'll create file called php.ini and data should be this. And after this we will create config map from this file. So this is the file. We'll do kubectl create config map php config from file. Okay. Now we need to create a deployment with these containers and also load this data from secret. So let's first create a secret. So we should create it like this. kubectl create secret. It should be generic. Help. Okay, we want to use this from literal. Okay, we will use that. So kubectl create secret generic. Let's call it my secrets from literal equals. And now we will do this for every variable. So my root password, let's set it to password. Another one. So MySQL database, let's call it database from literal MySQL user. Let's call it user from literal MySQL password. Let's call it my SQL PFD. And lastly, from literal MySQL hosts, let's set it to my SQL-service. kubectl get secret. Describe secrets. Database. Host. Passwords. Root user. Root password and user. Okay. Okay. Now let's create a deployment. kubectl create deployment, call it this. Image, let's specify this one. Replica number is not specified, so let's set it to 1. Try run equals client. Okay, let's forward this to deployment.yaml, and now we will edit everything that we need to edit here. Okay. First, for the containers, name of first container should be this. Okay, now we need to mount this config map. Let's search documentation. Okay, it's this. So we need to mount it under in HTTPD container. So under this container. Okay. Let's call it PHP config. This is the mount path, but we also need to specify subpath if I'm not mistaken. Let's subpath. We need to specify this subpath so this php.ini be mounted as a file, not as a folder. So in order to have a php.ini as a file, we need to specify it like this, like subpath php. Okay, here to specify volumes, product config map, config map. Okay, this is the name of config map, and this needs to be name of the volume. So name of the volume and name of the config map are the same. Okay, so this part is done. Another part is to mount these variables inside. So we will do it like this. So like this, and name. So we do it one by one. So this variable, value from secret key ref. Name of the secret is my secret, and key name in that secret is the same name for variable. So let's copy it from here. Yeah, that's how we define it. So we need to do this now again for all of these 5. Okay, now let's edit. It's MySQL database. Next one is MySQL user. user, then password, and host. Do we need to do this for both containers? I guess yes. Well, let's add it to another container also. So we copy this to the second container. Let's hope formatting will be good. Okay, looks good. And I think that's it for our deployment file. Let's save it and double check it. Okay, this is the name. That's correct. First container called httpd -php container with this image, with all these variables, MySQL root password, MySQL database, user, MySQL password, MySQL host, volume mount, which is correct. And the second container, MySQL container, with the same variables, and at the bottom we have volumes. Let's try. Created. Let's wait for it to be ready. Still creating. Okay, it's running. Okay, everything looks good. Let's go forward. So create a node port type. So we will do kubectl expose deployment lamp -wp name lamp service type should be node port is 80. For web application is 80. Now let's edit this service because we need to set node port to 30,008. Okay, that looks good. Now let's create MySQL service. Its port must be this. Type should be probably cluster IP. Let's try like this. kubectl expose deployment name. Let's do this and see what happens. So yeah, it's cluster IP on port 3306. I think that's correct. So next thing, have this on jump hosts. Okay. Copy this file into HTTPD container. So to copy it, we kubectl copy. It was the pod name. So kubectl copy this. To this container. To this dash app. I think it's specified like this. The name of the container is this should be the commands. Yeah, it's here. So it's here. What's next? Okay, so these are dummy values which we need to change to be these correct ones specified in this config map. Do not hard code details in this file. You must use environment variables. We need to edit this file. Let's do it like this. tmp index.php and let's copy it to index.php. I made a mistake here. So let's edit index.php, and here we need to set these correct variables, database names. So we do it like this. $sign environment MySQL database. So second one is user. Then it's a password. Then it's a host. Connect is DB host. User password. I unable to connect. So database name, user, password, host. I think this is correct. Now this, we can copy this file directly to this location. Let's, or we can create another config map and mount it. Let's do it like that. So kubectl create config map, php index config map. Let's call it like this. From file index php. Let's get config maps. Okay, now we need to mount this. We'll delete this deployment because we need to edit it. So under PHP we need to add another mount. Name. Mount path is okay like this. And under volumes we need to edit also. It's another config map. Name is php index cm and we'll call it the same. Okay, we added this. Sounds correct. Looks correct. And this. The name is correct. Okay, let's create one more time. Okay, it's running. You must be able to access Okay, let's click this website and see if this works. Yeah, connected successfully. So hopefully that's it. Like, let's check. Yeah, it's done. So this was a little harder one. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.